Yep. What's up, everybody? We're back. We're back.
Thumbs up the ting.
Make sure you thumbs up the ting. Let's see how we sounding. Let's see. How's it looking? How's it sounding? I want to say what up to everybody in the chat, all the mods, all the members. I appreciate you guys. Beautiful. Appreciate you guys, you know, subscribing, being patient with me. I know in this past year, you know, my life has been crazy. You know, it's been turned upside down. I'm all over the world. It's not like I have the same schedule for streaming and whatnot that I did back in like 2023, where it was like just consistent. I was locked in. Everything was the same. It's not been the case, as you know. I gotta keep moving. I gotta hide the trail. You know, make sure the assassins aren't on my tail. Hide the trail. They're on his tail. But what's up? I'm back in Canada. I'll probably be back for the summer before I embark again on another adventure. I've already started. A lot of you know this because last July I posted on Instagram that I was in Japan and that I had done some investigative work at Amway headquarters in Japan. Well, happy to provide you an update on that. In the last year, I've also gone to Amway locations in Malaysia, which I also posted about, Thailand, which you haven't seen yet, but if you watch the Unicity video, the Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme Unicity video, you'll know that I was in Thailand. And while I was there, me and Fidel not only infiltrated Unicity, we also did some Amway infiltration stuff, which I also teased last year. If you follow me on Instagram at AlwaysMarco, you would see that. And now, as of last week, I did some investigating work at 2 separate Amway locations in South Korea. I was in South Korea. I stopped in South Korea on my way back to Canada. There was a connection there. So I have footage from all these different Asian countries, Japan, Malaysia, South Korea, Thailand. And basically, it's for a piece I'm working on about Amway's impact and, of course, by extension, multi-level marketing as a whole. Alexis, thank you for being in the cult. You're a legend. Oh, what's this?
God did.
Wow.
A basin DIDDDDDD. 50 Canadian
Abasin,
dollars.
thank you so
Free.
much.
Drop
Thank
the
you.
bags and nobody gets hurt.
Hey, let's get it out of the way right now. What should I tell you? You know, Abasin knows what's up right off top. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate that. And thumbs up the ting. That's free.
I take
of course,
responsibility.
that's free to do. Oh, I take responsibility. Thank you, Alexis, gifting a membership. So generous to Retro Games Weekly. Congrats, Retro Games Weekly. You did it. You made it. So really excited to continue work on this piece about Amway and by extension multi-level marketing as a whole and its impact in Asia. You know, all of my infiltration videos and all of my multi-level misery interviews have covered the impacts of multi-level marketing on people in Canada and the US, mostly, you know, North America. But what people have not really gotten to see from any creators in the anti-MLM space that you would know is how devastatingly destructive the involvement in, say, an Amway, for example, can be for someone who lives in a country where when you adjust their currency to match ours, it actually can be completely life-ruining. Not just temporarily life-ruining, but completely life-ruining. And I want you in this example to think of Stefan and Jenna, who did multi-level misery about 7 months ago. They were in Amway for 13 years. You know, thankfully, they've been able to be all right through it. You know, they still deal with the repercussions of it. They were in it for 13 years. They lost a lot of their adult years, basically their entire 20s, to Amway. But Stefan worked a job throughout his time pursuing Amway, and you know, it didn't devastate them to the point that they couldn't continue on. Life goes on. But what I hope to show with this Amway Asia documentary is that it's truly not the same in a country where people might only make the equivalent of $500 a month, and the buy-in cost and the product cost for their Amway products and their Amway distributorship is still the same. It's still relative the same as what you would pay in the US. So we're talking about somebody who has the capacity to make $500 a month, losing $500 or $5,000 or $50,000 compared to someone in the West who might make, I don't know, 3 to 4K a month losing that same amount. Obviously, the impact is not going to be at all proportionate. So this is something that I've been working on, and yeah, it's a big undertaking. Of course, I've been working on it for a year already, and I don't have an exact release date, but we continue forwards. You know, the Unicity video I started doing research for in January 2023. So I hope you guys have seen that and enjoyed it. You know, share it if you want. It's going crazy on Instagram. The clips are going absolutely insane on Instagram. Baller Busters has posted about it. A big like Toronto news and culture page has posted about it. I've probably gotten like 3,000 Instagram followers in the last week off of this. Last 2 weeks, I should say. And yeah, it's just going insane. So make sure you're following the Instagram if you're not. What else? I'm just trying to... Oh, there's been some big developments, right? There's been some big things, right? What happened? Jeffrey Epstein didn't do anything wrong. Diddy didn't do anything wrong. What else? You know, those are interesting updates. I watched Superman with my cousin the night before it came out. We went to like some advanced IMAX screening thing. And 2 things that I take away from this. No spoilers. 1, the actress who plays Lois Lane is not physically attractive enough to warrant me being invested in this romance in future movies. It's the same thing as it suffers from the same she suffers from the same unremarkableness as Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight. She's not ugly. She's not at all ugly, but she's just such an unremarkably looking like plain Jane. I've never seen the actress before. If I saw that actress walking down the street, I think it's a random girl, a random woman. I wouldn't even think she's a Hollywood actress. In The Dark Knight, when they recast Rachel from Katie Holmes in the first movie to Maggie Gyllenhaal in the second movie, I was like, really? Forget Batman being in love with this chick. I'm supposed to believe that Bruce Wayne, like a billionaire who's like a sexy James Bond type guy, is jumping out of windows for this woman. If the Joker was telling me, bro, I would have told the Joker burn the fucking whole city down. I don't give a but it was an okay movie. And the second thing I took away from it was I'm done going to the movie theater. I'm done going to the movie theater. It's over. I'm done going to the movie theater. I literally said to my cousin when we walked into the movie theater lobby, I said, are we in a spice market right now? Because it was literally like, I mean, I know Canada, we know about this. Canada has a huge immigrant population from places like India and Africa. You've probably heard me say it before, but this is not the Canada I grew up in. And yeah, it was, I'm good. Let me just say, I'm good. So I had to, you know, he's a misogynist and a racist. Had to just put those honest thoughts out there. What else? I woke up, I'm still recovering from the jet lag, and I came back to Canada, and I thought, oh, I'll force myself to stay awake, and I'll be fine. And then I woke up the next morning at hold on. I fell asleep, and I woke up. I fell asleep around 6 p.m. the first day that I got back. And then I woke up at 1 a.m. And then I went back to sleep at 6 a.m. So I was up for 5 hours. And I went back to sleep at 6 a.m. and then woke back up at 10 a.m. And I was like, okay, I fixed the jet lag. That was the night I went to watch Superman. I got home maybe 2 a.m. I fell asleep maybe 3 a.m. I was woken up 4 hours later at 7 a.m. to some obnoxious beeping of unknown origin. I thought it was the spies who they'd planted a C4 outside my bedroom and I was about to die. So only got 4 hours of sleep. That was yesterday. Yesterday, we had a great time. I went with my nieces. We went to an outdoor pool. It's summertime. You know, I'm back. Let's go have some fun in the sun, you know? So we were at this outdoor pool. We got home. Oh, by the way, let me tell you one note about this outdoor pool, which this also applies to what we're about to talk about here with Unicity and Rav Malik. We went to this outdoor pool. I took my shirt off. and I looked around, and there's people of all ages. This is a family, all ages pool, right? There was kids, there was teenagers, there was adults, there was parents. I literally looked around, and I said to my aunt, I said to her, I objectively have the best physique of anyone here. Which is sad, because I'm not even like a remarkable, I dish it, but I also dish it on myself as well. I'm not even a remarkable specimen when it comes to physical traits. The last 5 months, when I was in Vietnam, and then I was in Thailand, and then I was in South Korea, I've been training and eating so well. Everything has been almost perfect. My training intensity and consistency and tracking has been almost perfect. My food tracking has been almost perfect. That's the first time I've really stayed consistent with like training. So I've made some progress, and I don't think I look bad. I think I look good. But coming back to Canada, this is another thing that I noticed almost immediately, as well as the thing I noticed at the movie theater with there being no white people, is I went to the pool, and yeah, man. As I said before, it's not the Canada I remember. That's for sure. And my aunt was like, you're so annoying. But literally, I looked around, and I thought to myself, if a genie came to me and said, okay, Marco, I'm going to randomly pair you up with one of the adults here, and you have to fight to the death in hand-to-hand combat, I have 1,010% confidence that there was not a single person there that I would not have bested in hand-to-hand combat to the death, which is sad. So, spoiler alert, I'll probably chill in Canada for the summer, and then I'll be back off somewhere else where these problems are not, either don't exist at all or are not nearly as much of a problem. But I'm back in Canada. So if you want to holler at the boy, I'm here. Thank you to, look at all these people in the chat. Danielle W, Alexis. I want to shout out all the members. Retro Games Weekly got notified of the gifted membership and said thank you. Said thanks. Oh, you're a legend. Jelly Snack, what up? Jelly Snack's in here. Alex FPV. I think I saw Specs earlier. Where's Specs? Oh, yeah, there he is. He says, like the stream. It's free 99. So true. So fucking true. And I think that's about it in terms of updates from me. Thumbs up the ting. It's free to do. Sorry, 2-year-old Timmy, you got paired up with Marco. Good luck. No. With an adult. Oh, here's one more update. This is the big one. This is a big one that I haven't mentioned. You guys know that my work on multi-level marketing has spawned many lawsuits, right? You know that. Hold on, let me check something. So make sure you're following the Instagram. Okay. I have multiple lawsuits, so I have to be careful how I talk about them, because some things I'm allowed to say, some things I'm not allowed to say. But maybe I shouldn't give the details on this one, even though I don't think there's a. Let me talk to my lawyer first before I actually verbally say specifics on this case. I will give you an update. I might even just drop a video about it, just to be, very careful with how, so I don't slip up and say anything live that I shouldn't say. But in the past 3 weeks, actually it was within the span of like a few days of each other, but it was 3 weeks ago. So I'm saying in the past 3 weeks, I spent nearly $8,000 on lawyer fees. On the last stream where we had Rue dropping a huge bag, there was somebody who came in on the last stream over a week ago before I had traveled to South Korea, who dropped like $1,000. Some maniac who we've never seen before in the chat came in and dropped like $1,000. That was so much appreciated, because literally, like, I think it was a day or two before that, I had to pay my lawyer in one of my lawsuits $2,000, which is, in one payment, which is notwithstanding the thousands that I've spent over the last 2 years on this one case. But I had to then hire another lawyer for a different case and pay a different lawyer a retainer of $5,000 US, which when you convert that to Canadian is nearly $7,000. So if you round up to that payment being $7,000 and then my $2,000 payment that I had, we're talking almost $9,000 in the span of like a couple of days. Which, hey, I told y'all, I'm not complaining. I don't want y'all to feel bad for me. I told y'all I knew this was part of the game. You know, if you want to try to change the world, think of any person who's ever brought change, especially to like a law that was unfair. You're going to get persecuted. You're going to get harassed. There's going to be a Scott Johnson and Peter Mingles smear campaign about you where they make websites, propaganda websites to say that you're gay and retarded and whatever. This is part of the game. Hey, fuck, at least I'm doing something exciting. You know, you can't say it's boring. So it's just when that guy Rue came into the stream the last time and dropped $1,000, I was like, yo, it's just crazy to me how if I literally had like one rich benefactor who was like a billionaire or a multimillionaire backing me, this shit would get bodied so easily. But then you have one guy dropping $1,000 and it makes me think, yo, you've heard me say this before. If everyone who subscribes to me dropped $1, I would fucking annihilate these lawsuits tomorrow. Tomorrow. I have 112,000 subscribers. If half of those people, if 5,000 of those people dropped $2, it's the same thing. And we had one guy drop $1,000. So, yeah, you know, I'm not worried about it. I'm confident that we're gonna win. We're gonna keep going. Look at that, Jelly Snack. Thank you, Jelly Snack, paying
Jelly
the goon
Snack
tax.
donated 13 Canadian dollars and 70 cents.
Bro, this is how it's been. Yeah, Marco. Here, I get me.
Marco.
There you go. Oh, here.
Marco.
There you go. You know, when we were going hard at I Am Academy in 2021, which, by the way, my Instagram is booming now like it was back in 2021. I was literally, there was periods back in 2021 when I was getting like 1,000 followers a day at some points. It was insane. But when I was going at I Am Academy real hard in 2021, getting people to report the company to the FTC, etc., dude, it took forever for the FTC to finally do something with those reports, to the point that I thought they weren't going to do anything. Because I know... Thank you, Retro Bro. You are a legend. Yes, you've done your part.
You're fucking poor.
It was at a point where I thought the FTC just isn't going to do anything, because I had firsthand proof of hundreds of people sending me screenshots that they had filed reports to the FTC about I Am Academy, and they didn't do anything with it. And I had even talked to people in the FTC in 2023. Y'all remember when I went to Washington, D.C. and I spoke at that conference, the MLM conference? Okay, I spoke to people in the FTC, and I was like, so y'all saw what I did with I Am Academy, right? Like, I know you got the reports. And they were just like, oh, well, we can't say anything. Are you going to do something or not? And it wasn't until even 2 years after that, May 2025, that the FTC finally fucking sued I Am Academy. And even then, you know, they sued them for being a $1.2 billion scam that used deceptive marketing practices. They didn't call it a pyramid scheme. They didn't say that the issue was that they were a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme because, you know, the last time the FTC brought pyramid scheme charges against the company was against the company called Neora. This was a couple years ago. And they actually lost that lawsuit. So now they have to regroup and re-strategize and use the tools they have when they want to take out an MLM company. Thank you, legend. You are a legend. They have to be more tactful now in the way they go after MLM companies, because the law is so gray and undefined when it comes to actually identifying what a pyramid scheme is. We know the pay-to-play, the endless chain, the extreme money transfer, and the emphasis on recruitment. We know, because we've read Ponzi-nomics, right? We know what it is. We know what a pyramid scheme is. Recruit 5 friends who get 5 friends. All they have to do is pay to sign up and pay for this starter kit, and every month they pay, and mindset, blah, blah, blah. We know it as soon as we smell it, okay? But the FTC and the laws that they have to apply are so ill-defined that they can actually lose a case. And the Neora case was a landmark case because up until that point, the FTC had won basically every case that they had brought against an MLM company for being a pyramid scheme since 1979, when Amway won, when Amway was allowed to remain de facto legal because of the lack of enforcement and laws and definitions around pyramid schemes. So now the FTC is very, You know, we're in a post-regulatory world with this current Trump administration. And, you know, I try to stay away from politics as much as possible, but when the main topic of the channel is literally tied to, thank you, Almaguer. Luis, thank you. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. When so much of the topic is tied to like political corruption and lobbying, so I'm not making a statement about Trump and MAGA. I'm just saying that is what it is. We're in a post-regulatory world for these next few years with Trump. And if the FTC does want, crime is legal. Shout out CoffeeZilla. If the FTC does want to bring a case, they have to do it for something other than, they basically can only bring it for deceptive claims, which Unicity has no shortage of deceptive claims. They literally claim, distributors in Unicity literally claim that this product can cure cancer, burn fat, reverse insulin resistance, give you clear brain fog. Literally, it does everything. We're gonna get to this in a second. Just yesterday on my Instagram, I posted how Rav's wife Kieran, and I'm assuming when I refer to these people that you've seen the Unicity video and or that you follow me on Instagram. Rav's wife Kieran, who is currently pregnant, okay, is in a video that was sent to me by someone who used to be under Rav and Kieran on their team, a woman who I didn't identify, but she was in Unicity for a year and a half. She showed me a video on her profile where it's her talking to Kieran, and it's like a stage thing, like, hey, Kieran, tell me about how blah, blah, blah. And Kieran is there saying how she used the Unimate and the balance, you know, the Feel Great system, while she was pregnant and while she was breastfeeding. Never mind the fact that on the box of those two products, it says not to be used if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. And I also got screenshots from people showing that when confronted with this label on the box that says don't consume it if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, their response was, oh, well, they have to say that because it wasn't tested on pregnant women, so we can't say. That's fucking bullshit. I don't care what y'all say. You're lying. You are liars. And you know, you've probably heard me say this before. You've been following me for a while. Every single phrase, term, and statement within the nomenclature of multi-level marketing is a lie. The name multi-level marketing is a lie. The compensation plan, which is actually nothing but a financial trap plan, is a lie. To even call it a compensation plan when 99% of people lose money by virtue of its design is a lie in itself. Thank you, Alexis. You are a legend. Goon tax is being paid today. Fuck them lawsuits. Fuck them lawsuits. We about to be in the office with it. You know? Also, Fantastic Four. Do you think I give a fuck about whoever? What's this new actress's name as Sue Storm? You went from, it was a consistent downgrade. Jessica Alba, who is my Mount Rushmore of bad bitches, is Jessica Alba 2005, Jessica Alba 2006, Jessica Alba 2007, and Mrs. Incredible in the first Incredibles movie. Then in the next Fant Four Stick in 2015 or whatever, it was Kate Mara. Kate Mara is sexy as hell in my opinion. I think she's sexy. Okay? Then now we have, what's her name? I don't even know this actress's name. Maybe I'm getting old. I'm 29. Vanessa Kirby. Thank you, me. I don't care about Vanessa. She's not sexy to me. Hey, Hollywood, I know we're trying to be like, you know, we don't want unattainable beauty standards, but I do actually. I do. I don't want to watch a superhero movie where the superhero is like flabby and gross and, you know, oh, well, it's good because we're normalizing and he's just a normal guy and that could be you. No, I'm watching a superhero movie to escape. I want the sense of escapism and wonder. I mean, at that rate, why don't you just take away their powers entirely? You're worried about realism and representation when we're talking about a superhero movie with people who have otherworldly powers and there's aliens and talking dogs and shit. You might as well put a bad bitch in it. The fuck? You know, I just don't care anymore. I had to sit through Superman with the most unremarkable looking love interest. Then now I'm gonna have to sit through, because I know my nieces are gonna want to watch it. I'm gonna have to sit through what's it called? Fantastic Four with another unremarkable looking, and I already smell it a mile away. This movie is gonna be a girl boss movie about Mrs. What's her name? Invisible Woman. being the hero. Everybody else is, all the male characters are going to be stupid. This was the same thing that happened in the Super Mario movie. I went to see this with my nieces a couple years ago when it came out. I knew that they were never going to allow Princess Peach to be saved by Mario. Princess Peach was not going to be allowed to be a damsel in distress, which was literally the point of every Mario game ever. Because this is 2023 or whatever when it came out, and girl boss. And of course, Princess Peach saves herself in that movie. And I already know. I already know it's going to be the case with Fantastic Four. Even in Superman, I'm trying to think. I just watched it a couple days ago. Did Lois Lane ever actually get saved by Superman? Actually, I think it's the opposite. She goes on a mission with Mr. Terrific to save Superman. He's the damsel in distress. Oh, yeah. Oh, and this too. I have to say this. This is so good. Let me go in the Batcave for this because I pray this doesn't happen to my boy Batman. Okay, we're in Gotham. In the movie Superman, who is literally as close as you can get to like a living god, okay? Him and Lois Lane are dating. And she's getting after, she's like grilling him. Well, don't you think it was wrong to interfere with international geopolitical affairs when you weren't sanctioned by the government? Excuse me, bitch. You're dating Superman. Is this worth it? Is this line of inquiry worth it? I could fucking melt this whole shit down with my eyeballs right now if I wanted to. And you're grilling me about my work. Hey, did you know they shot me in the face with a tank? Oh, hey, honey, how was your day at the Daily Planet? Type pushing some buttons on a keyboard. Oh, good. I'm Superman, and I got shot in the face with a tank today. And all of social media is trying to figure out my secret identity, which is going to compromise both of our safety, mostly yours, because I'm invincible, indestructible. Lex Luthor is on a public campaign to kill me. The governments are all bickering about who my allegiance lies with. Blah, 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 blah. And you're grilling me about... I wish you would. God did. Swear to God, if I was Superman, she would have been different.
50 Canadian dollars.
Bassin on that ass today.
But can't. Sorry, goons.
Don't be sorry, dude.
Immigration in Germany is bringing the whole country down at the moment. Feel you, bro.
What's bringing the country down in Germany? Hold on, let me look at the donation. Immigration in Germany is bringing the whole country down at the moment. You're racist. Calling someone a racist now in 2025 is so dead that if I ever hear someone being called a racist by someone else, even if I don't know who the parties are and I'm totally uninvested in the situation, I immediately default to siding with the person who was called racist. And I'm like, let's hear him out. Same with somebody being called sexist, misogynist, anti-Semite. I love it. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. The Psy-Op has been shattered. It's done. They should have made Superman Filipino. Yes, so true. Okay, let me read your comments here before we get into this Rav Malik clip. The people at the pool needed some Unicity. So true. Eric Warrior and Omega Pro. Okay, we got something new to check out. MLM leaders will preach out how MLM will change people's lives for the better in those countries. So, again, whatever a person who's in MLM says, infer the opposite. Man streaming early. Yes, I'm streaming early because I have the house to myself right now. And also, I woke up at 2 a.m. It's now 2 p.m. This means I've been up for 12 hours and I can feel it behind my eyes. There's a very strong likelihood that as soon as this stream ends, I'm passing out. Thank you, Harpreet Singh. He says, we support you, bro. You're doing God's work. Thank you. Julie Anderson, what up? Julie is a legend. Julie, I'm in Alberta. Elm Street Freddy says, I'm also dealing with legal BS right now. Any email is minimum $200. Legal fees are approaching $20K over 2 years over simple estate issues. Filing a lawsuit would cost upwards of $30K though. The house always wins. Lindsay Lou says, why are you gay? Thank you. Marco, you need a sponsor for real? My thought was that I'm going to grow a big enough platform that the contributions of a bunch of people, the small contributions of a bunch of people would be my sponsor. But, you know, hey, Aura, I need another sponsorship bag. Actually, I'm going to message my agent guy right now. I'm going to tell him, Where is he? Here it is. Here, my sponsorship guys. Hey, I'm working on another Patrick Bet David video and was hoping to get a sponsor. All my PBD videos have done really good views. Cash the fucking check. Back up that Brinks truck. When I say I'm doing another Patrick Bet David video, I expect to hear, as I'm editing it, I expect to hear the Brinks truck backing up. Yeah, I don't know if you can gift memberships from the phone, a Bassin. I don't know. Val S, what up, Val? It's a good time to be a grifter, so true. Before you ask, the currency is Macedonian dinars. Okay, okay. Thank you for letting me know, Alexis. You're a legend. Thank you, Serendipity. Appreciate you. Don't forget Kieran. She's out here finessing the ladies. Yep. Stitch was also meh. They gave Lilo to the state. Okay. They look like HR manager. They should have at least made Princess Peach a bad bitch. Yeah, facts. As someone who's a caregiver to my niece and nephew, I did not like that. I was like, Ohana. Yeah, bro, all this shit, I feel bad for my nieces, for real. Because my nieces are young girls. And they were literally born at the very start of, I don't know if you would call it like woke Hollywood, but they were born literally right at the start when every movie, think of Frozen, Tangled, I couldn't even begin to name the list. Every movie was even if the original source material wasn't a girl boss thing, it became a girl boss thing. It wasn't about equality. It was about tearing down men, especially white men. Even Incredibles 2. Incredibles 1, Mr. Incredible is the protagonist, and his family and him go on an adventure. In Incredibles 2, Mr. Incredible is sidelined so that Mrs. Incredible can go on an adventure, and it's mostly a Mrs. Incredible movie because girl boss. Because girl boss, girl power. And when Mr. Incredible is stuck at home, he's shown to be an incompetent idiot, basically. Which is the case for every... Anyways, I'm talking about culture now when I should be talking about this multi-level marketing company. But you get me. I've got a lot of thoughts and feelings about this. And, yeah, if it was truly about equality, we would actually see characters being treated equally. But that's not what we see. We see male characters being shown to be idiots. I think probably the pinnacle of this trend was the all-female Ghostbusters movie where Chris Hemsworth, his character, he was literally like a piece of meat. He was just some sexy fucking idiot. You know, he was like the equivalent of the old trope of like the sexy librarian character who she like pulls her hair down and then takes off her glasses and it's a slow motion thing and they're like, oh, she's actually hot. It's like the most misandrist. People don't even know. Misandry is the opposite of misogyny. It's like if misogyny is about women, misandry is about men. It never even gets discussed. Most people who would use the word misogynist don't even know the word misandry or misandrist because that's how like unbalanced shit is, you know. And yeah, it carries on today with the Superman movie. I'm sure we're gonna continue to see it until, I don't know. We saw it with the fucking Star Wars, you know, with Rey, you know, Kylo Ren, who was trained by Luke Skywalker first, and then Snoke, is bested in lightsaber combat by Rey, who it's literally her first time picking up a lightsaber. You gotta love it. She never had to do training. She never loses a fight. She never even gets a scratch on her. At least Luke Skywalker, you know, he got his fucking hand chopped off and had to go through some shit. And in the second movie had to like train with Yoda in the swamp. He was in the mud, in the trenches. We saw him earn it. We saw him become the Jedi Master, the Jedi Knight that he was in Return of the Jedi. And even then, after all those years of training, at the climax of the fight, he loses to the Emperor and is about to be killed until Darth Vader saves him. Spoiler alert for Return of the Jedi. Rey, no problem. I'm going to just pull up on fucking Palpatine, Darth Sidious. I'm all the Jedi. They tried to do the I am Iron Man shit. Bitch has 2 lightsabers. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, let's see your comments. MX, what up? Okay. I wish you and Coffee still talked. We don't not talk. He didn't reply to my last couple texts, but I wouldn't say we don't talk. Julia says women shouldn't even be on screen. Kitchen only. Hey, Julia, come on, don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. What up, Cobby? What's up? Oh, she's the grandchild of Palpatine. That is instant power. Yeah, that's such a cop out though, because they didn't have that plan when the first movie was made. So let's keep it a buck. Would I accept a job at the FTC if offered? Great question. It really does depend on whether I would actually have the power or the authority to do anything. Like sometimes I think about what if I was to be the mayor? What if I was to be the prime minister? Would I actually be able to do anything? No, people still can vote against me and shit. So, okay, first, here's what we're going to watch. This video is called Feel Great System. Feel Great System by Rav Malik Unicity. Now, this link is kind of a secret video because you can only actually access this video through a link on Rav's website, like his Unicity web link, and it's an unlisted video, but I have a copy of it. So let's watch this and start to debunk the many lies of Rav Malik. And if you've watched the video already, you're going to notice things right away. The dead eyes, which is so disturbing. The general unhealthy appearance despite the very abundant deceptive medical claims. And yeah, let's just get into it.
Hey, thank you so much for your interest in the Feel Great system. As much as I'd love to connect with every single one of you and talk to you personally, I've realized that this has gone beyond that and I can't do that anymore. So I've come up with a solution to make this video for you guys to explain how the Feel Great system works, and if it's something you want to do, then you can get started right away. So the Feel Great system is a nutritional system that helps people who struggle with cravings, with hunger, with headaches, with irritability. You know, maybe they're affected by blood sugars, lipid levels, and they're just frustrated being dependent on medications. As you've seen in my videos,
Okay, already he's dropping stuff about reliance on medication, which is something that in their policies and procedures and their sharing social stories guide and their effective marketing strategies guide is something that it explicitly says not to do. But and also, this is tame compared to some of the other stuff we've seen. If you go look at my Instagram story right now, I have clips up there. Oh, it's expired, but you can go look at my highlight on my Instagram, the Unicity highlight, and you'll see there's this one woman, I feel bad for her actually, Nadira. In multiple clips, this woman is claiming that she was unable to walk, and the product allowed her to walk again. And in another one, she's saying that she implies that it was the thing that cured her cancer or made her cancer go into remission, which is just despicable, but you know.
You've seen my videos, 8 out of 10 people today are dealing with insulin resistance, and this is just getting worse. And we're being told
fear-mongering, of course, part of the BITE model, behavior, information, thought, and emotion, the 4 pillars of a person's identity that a cult will seek to gain control over in order to ultimately control your entire being, your entire soul. Part of that information control is fear-mongering. You need to introduce things that will lead to the solution being your company, okay? So you can literally tailor this sort of thing to whatever the product is that your MLM company has. And in the Unicity video, I brought up the example of insurance. The insurance MLMs are notorious for talking about how there's always unexpected deaths. They literally use probably the most effective emotional manipulation tactic, which is they'll get you to envision like your mom suddenly dying and not having life insurance, for example. This is an effective strategy because there is a grain of a truth to it, you know? They use a crumb of truth to sell you a lie, or you might refer to this as lies wrapped in truth. The truth is that, yeah, people do sometimes die unexpectedly and don't have life insurance, and it's burdensome to the family, and they have to start GoFundMes and whatnot. In the case of Unicity, some of the truth crumbs could be, yeah, people are struggling with their weight and their health and their cholesterol and their mood and insulin and on and on and on. Sometimes people do have whatever he just said, the insulin resistance. The lie here, however, is that the solution is this magical powder. The lie in the case of an insurance MLM is that becoming a distributor for this MLM and buying your own insurance and investments and paying every single month for trainings and events and pouring money and time into this thing and cutting everyone else off is the solution. You don't need to join an MLM cult in order to have life insurance. You know, you don't need to become a distributor to buy life insurance, just like you don't need to become a realtor to buy a house, and you don't need to become a car salesman to buy a car. So let's continue.
To do diets like keto and intermittent fasting and low carb, which are great, but they're not sustainable.
Blanket statement here that vetoes every other option by simply saying those are great, but they're not sustainable. How is it more or less sustainable to drink magical powder multiple times a day and spend money on it, as opposed to simply limiting the portions or the breakdown of the things you're eating? Surely it's easier to just eat less chips and cookies and pizza, right? No, it's easier to not actually fix your eating habits and your lifestyle habits, like sleeping well, exercising, getting steps in, breathing fresh air, getting sunlight, and eating right. No, eat whatever you want. Still continue to be a malnourished, anti-nutrition piece of shit, but just drink this magical powder.
So this is a plan that's completely sustainable, where I'm not going to get you to change anything in your diet. And like
this is a plant. Okay, what is it? It's yerba mate extract. Okay, great. You can get this. If it's just a plant, why don't I just go buy the plant? If it's just yerba mate extract, why don't I go buy a no-name yerba mate extract? This is where they get caught up in one of their elaborate lies, which is, on one hand, they talk about how innovative and like proprietary this thing is. Sometimes, however, they'll talk about how it's just food. It's just plant extract. It's just simple. Okay. It's just a simple fiber supplement. Okay, so which is it? Is it this innovative, remarkable new scientific breakthrough that's been studied and whatever, and it's better than medication? That's another thing. If it's better than medication, it would be medication. If it works better than medication, guess what? Doctors would be prescribing it, and thus it would be medication. You guys don't get to have it both ways where you say, oh yeah, it's science-backed and it's proven by science and we have a lab and science, and then say, oh, well, it's better than medication. You're effectively describing it as medication and then saying, well, it's not medication, it's this very simple thing. It's just food. Okay, well, if it's just food, why don't I just change my behaviors with food, or just go buy the food and not have to get involved with Unicity? Oh, well, because it's so... And you end up in this circular trap where, oh, well, because we have a proprietary process and blah, blah, but I thought it was just you get me. Every word is a lie. Every word is a lie, and every accusation is a confession. Remember that.
I always say, I love Indian food. You get to eat real food. Eat the foods you love. But I want to make this clear.
If Unicity cured cancer, says Specs, then why not give it to everyone who has it? Surely that would make sense. Exactly. The comment sections of these videos are so sad. So many parents looking to help their kids are being taken advantage of. Yeah, and vice versa. Ray insured Star Wars is dead on arrival. So true. My dad's been in Unicity for 2 years, says Davin. He's too brainwashed to change his mind. I had to debate 2 Unicity reps, but they just talked in circles. 20-minute convo turned into a 2-hour debate. Yep. Filibuster. I mean, have you seen any of my debates on my channel? These people just drone on and on and on and talk and talk and talk. I saw a comment the other day on my my debate with the WFG guy, Febby, the one who said ice cream melts. Somebody commented, and I was so humbled by this comment. They said, Marco is an artist when it comes to the art of letting people... No, what did he say? Marco is an artist when it comes to the art of letting people embarrass themselves by just letting them talk. Just let them talk and they'll show how nonsense they are. And usually, sometimes the nonsense that they spew, I don't even recognize until after the debate's over and you guys comment it. Like on the one with Ray Bands from Amway. He said in the debate, he's like, I'm not a numbers guy. I don't worry about the numbers. And then in the comments, people were saying like, but isn't this supposed to be a business? Like, shouldn't your concern be numbers? You know? Okay.
This isn't a free pass to eat candy and Skittles and ice cream and McDonald's every day. So
listen again.
But I want to make this clear. This isn't a free pass to eat candy and Skittles and ice cream and McDonald's every day.
And yet his boy Alex, seal coat guy, literally on his Instagram, and I showed this in my video and on Instagram, this guy's posting like a video about, oh yeah, I can eat McDonald's and I still feel great afterwards because I took the balance. And there's a video of Rav too where he's carrying the tray of McDonald's and eating McDonald's. These motherfuckers love McDonald's. And also, it's so funny too that they've spent money to purchase the items from McDonald's so that they can make their little bullshit videos talking about McDonald's. Because in the same video, in my video about Unicity, there's the clip where Bikram, I don't know if I actually included this in the final cut of the video or if this is, I'm saving this for the extended, but I'm pretty sure it's in there, where Bikram talks about, oh yeah, the digital franchise. If you think about a regular franchise at McDonald's, you need to spend a lot of capital to get it, spend $1 million to have your first McDonald's, and there's all these blah, blah, blah fear-mongering downsides about it. Why the fuck are you guys even spending money at McDonald's if McDonald's is this evil, you know, phantom of, you know, losing money for entrepreneurs? It's like, these people lie so much they can't even keep track of their own lies, because for every lie they tell, there's another video they have where they contradict it. Another great example in my video was Rav boasting about how he doesn't sell courses. He says that in the in-person interview with me and Fidel, or me and Franz, and he also says it in the clip that I showed later in the video where he's talking about, I don't sell courses, and then there's the Instagram video of him being like, why are people coaching? If they have a successful business, they shouldn't be coaching. And then later in the video, Bikram, who's talking about the success of his real estate and digital franchise, I show that he was literally selling a fucking real estate mastermind like course for $3,500, $3,500 on his Instagram throughout the duration of time that I was making the video. Like, he had the link in his Instagram bio. He might still, I don't know, I haven't checked. But yeah, it's just remarkable that either they contradict themselves or their friends contradict them. Like here, Rav said, it's not a free pass to eat McDonald's. Then you have the video of Alex eating McDonald's and saying, oh yeah, you can eat McDonald's, you just drink the balance. And then you have Rav here saying in my video, oh, I don't sell courses. And if they sold courses, why are they selling courses if they have a successful business? And in the same video, you have Bikram, me showing that Bikram was selling a real estate course. It's like, oh my God. You guys you might want to get on the same page before you get on fucking camera, you know? Before it's out there forever for always Marco to catch.
So the goal of this system is to keep your insulin levels low and your blood glucose levels steady. The problem is we're living in this state of constantly high insulin levels because our modern food environment's been engineered to be addictive, delicious, and convenient, where food is everywhere.
It's so funny that he's saying this because he has videos, which I showed in my video, and there's many more than the examples I showed, where he's like, I don't have to worry about my food. I don't have to worry about what I'm eating because my food is no longer hijacking me. Okay, so which is it? Is it your insulin that just needs to be controlled and you can eat whatever you want? Or is the food environment designed to be delicious, addictive, and convenient? Thank you, Javier. You are a legend. Appreciate you.
And unfortunately, we're living in the state of high insulin where our body cannot burn fat. So by having lower insulin...
Food Plus YG in the chat. What up, Mo? What's poppin'?
Your body burns fat. Now, the first product to help you maintain that low insulin in the morning when you wake up and do an intermittent fasting practice is Unimate. Unimate
This is the other thing. The fucking intermittent fasting. The guy, his Instagram and TikTok is Get Mortgage Approvals. His name's Ryan. This guy, I showed a clip of his video in my video. Ryan Azad, shout out Ryan. He makes a great point about this, the Feel Great system and the intermittent fasting. People losing weight. Yes, people are losing weight because Unimate and Balance, the Feel Great system, it's a fiber supplement. So it suppresses your appetite. It makes you feel full. Plus, part of the Feel Great system is not just taking the powders. It's also intermittent fasting. It's very simple logic to figure this out. If you fast for part of the day where you otherwise would have been eating food, by the end of the day, you'll have consumed less calories than you would have before. So people are, if you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. This is simple input-output math, okay? This is how it works. This is how it's always worked. It's calories in, calories out. If you're in a calorie surplus, you will gain weight. If you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. That just is what it is. It's just how it works. Okay? They love to leave that bit out.
Comes in delicious lemon iced tea or lemon ginger flavor, and what it does is first thing in the morning, it suppresses your hunger. It helps your body run on fat for fuel, so you're not dependent on food.
Bullshit. Okay, that's bullshit as well. Food Plus says, as a real business owner, these MLM guys are total bullshitters. They've tried contacting me through my mom at the shop, telling her how much they travel, and all bullshit. Yep. Spec says, a great point. Imagine if you were actually under Rav, like on his team. I'd be so confused. So, am I allowed to eat McDonald's or am I not? Great fucking question. Great question is, are you going to pay your goon tax as well? Streamlabs link in the chat if you want to support the boy.
You're focused, you're alert, you don't crave food, you don't want energy drinks, and the energy is coming from your body burning its own fat. So now when you're intermittent fasting, you're not constantly looking at the clock waiting for the time to eat. All it is a South American plant extract. There's nothing else in there, and it gives you energy mentally and for your body so you can fast without any effort. And it's way...
Also, somebody who's a bodybuilder, correct me if I'm wrong, but your body only begins to rely on fat for fuel if you've been fasting for an extended period of time. Your body is not going to employ fat for energy and start burning fat if you've only been fasting for like a couple of hours. Like, I'm pretty sure you literally need to be like catabolic in order for that to happen, but I could be wrong. So please, if somebody has knowledge on this, correct me, but
way less caffeine than coffee. Now
another objective, measurable lie. I posted this on my highlights too yesterday. Somebody had posted about how this claim about the coffee. Here, let me find it. And they sent me the proof. Let me find it here. They sent me the proof that there's actually more caffeine in the in the Unicity product than there is in one cup of coffee. Hold on, let me find it. Let me find it. Anyway, somebody sent me a screenshot of they Googled how much caffeine is in a cup of coffee, and then another one said it was like the nutrition label of the Unimate or the Balance, and it showed that there was actually more milligrams of caffeine in the Unicity product, I can't find it, than there was in the cup of coffee. I'm sure I posted this. I'm certain I posted this. But maybe I didn't put it on the highlights? Let me see. Unicity. I'm scrolling through. I'm finding it. Anyway, it's not important for me to pull it up right now, but that is something that somebody sent me and I posted. Okay. Okay, I just didn't post it on the highlights, so I need to add that to the highlights. Unicity, edit, highlight. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Stories. Sometimes I forget. There it is. Found it. I'm so smart. Added to Unicity. Boom. I had to separate the highlights. Now Rav has an entire highlight dedicated to him and Kieran on my Instagram because the highlights only allow you to have 100 stories within it, and I had passed that already, so I had to break it up and put some in the Unicity tab and some in the Rav tab. But yeah, here I found the post, and here. Somebody messaged me. They said, here's a nugget for you, bro. They keep raving about not drinking coffee and stopping drinking coffee and how their grandmas stopped drinking it and they have no need to drink it. Well, there's more caffeine in one cup of Unimate than one cup of coffee. So he sends me a screenshot of a Google search that says how much caffeine is in one cup of coffee. And of course, this could depend on the blend and the beans and the whatever. 94.8 milligrams. And in the Unimate on the product label, it says 100.2 milligrams of caffeine, which is not a huge difference, but it is objectively more caffeine. So
the biggest challenge for people is how they break their fast. The problem is when we break our fast, we end up binging or we end up eating foods that just skyrocket our insulin and we ruin the whole effect of the fast. Now, we've been eating carbs for thousands of years. What happened in the last few years that carbs has become toxic for us? That's because
Airy TV says fat is the last thing the body wants to burn. So yes, true.
Because humans have stripped the fiber, specifically soluble fiber, out of our carbs. So by adding the fiber back in the carbs, you control the glucose.
First of all, SPQR, fuck you. Rav is literally Indian, okay? So, don't even play with me.
Levels and the insulin levels while eating the carbs that you want. Now, the key is to have a scientifically designed fiber product. And that's where balance comes in.
Okay, so already he's contradicted his earlier claim that it's just simply food. It's a plant. Now he's saying it's a scientifically, what do you say? Scientifically what? This guy's such a fucking bullshitter. It's exhausting.
The carbs that you want. Now, the key is to have a scientifically designed fiber product.
Scientifically designed. Well, sorry to break it to you, Rav. Food, natural plants are not scientifically designed. What did he say? A South American plant? South American herbs? They're not scientifically designed. They're from nature. So which is it?
And that's where balance comes in. Made in 1988.
Drink this powder from a fucking package. Yeah.
This product is the only product in the world to lower glucose levels, insulin levels, support healthy cholesterol levels, and triglycerides, keeping you full after meals, preventing the crash.
Nobody knows what that means.
And you have steady energy and you're able to burn fat for fuel a lot easier because your insulin levels come down a lot quicker.
Does anybody believe this shit? Does anybody believe that as if you close your eyes, you might think, oh, this is a charismatic person speaking. When you open your eyes and you see that there is absolutely zero expression or emotion or there's nothing behind those eyes. Those eyes are completely, the lights are on, but nobody's home. He might as well be dead. This is like watching a corpse talk, and it's so unsettling to see this. And a lot of people have messaged me and commented saying, as soon as you talked about the dead eyes, Marco, it's the only thing I can see, and I can't stop noticing it.
Now you're also burning fat for fuel.
Look, you will not see any. His lower half of his face emotes. The upper half here doesn't.
After the meal, not just in the morning.
His eyes are constantly like this. Yeah, guys, so this helps you with nutrition and insulin resistance, but his eyes are like dark the whole time and depressed.
This is a multi-fiber product, so it's not like Metamucil and Benefiber, and also expands in your stomach, filling you up, preventing you from binging.
Okay, so there you go. He even admits himself that it expands in your stomach, preventing you from binging, which means it makes you feel full. It's an appetite suppressant, so thus you're going to eat less food. It's so simple. He throws out all these fancy terms, triglycerides and blah, 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 soluble fiber and carbohydrates. Dude, it simply comes down to eating less food. Simple.
So this is what carbs, fat, and protein does to your insulin.
Spec says they're scientifically designed from nature that we created from a South American plant in our labs. What exactly?
Levels.
He looks like he's scared of his parents catching him recording. LOL.
The problem with carbs, it spikes at the highest.
Oh, guys, there's a graph. This means it's true.
And it spikes at the longest. By having a scientifically designed fiber product with 7x technology from 7 different foods.
7x technology. Where have I heard this before? Oh, yeah, David Imonitier, spray technology. Dude, I need to clip that stream into a video or do another video on it because what the fuck? When David Imonitier, who was in IM Academy, went on to start his own MLM company called Envision You, and we reacted on my stream like 2 years ago to him showing these little, literally like food coloring water spray. And he's like, you spray it in your mouth, and this helps it to get into your bloodstream even better than an injection. Can you believe it? If that's the case, how come when I go to the doctor and I need antibiotics or, you know, some emergency fucking hydration or whatever it is, they don't just spray some shit into my mouth. They give me a needle. These people know better than science, apparently. And he called it spray technology. Spray technology. Whoa. What? Oh, yeah. And if you're not, a 12-year-old can make a graphic like that nowadays. What are we proving? Bro, ChatGPT can make a fucking thing better than this.
Rather than your blood sugar spiking and keep your insulin high for hours, your insulin comes down much quicker and your glucose levels come down quicker as well. This study showed that balance brings down the insulin levels from your high carb meals like white bread by 13 to 27%, which is huge. So the insulin comes down quicker and your body's able to burn fat easier. It also helps to control glucose levels. This is the system. You have Unimate in the morning, tastes like delicious lemon iced tea or a hot lemon tea. 4 to 5 hours later, you have the balance and eat your regular meal. And then you wait 4 to 5 hours, let your body burn fat, bring the glucose down, and then you have the balance before dinner.
AKA skip breakfast.
And you repeat.
Okay, so there you have it. It's literally just removing one meal out of your day. You drink the fiber supplement, which expands in your stomach and makes you feel full. And he says it himself. Wait 4 to 5 hours and have your first meal. Let's say you woke up at 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10, 11, and you have your first meal. It's basically lunchtime now. If you woke up at 8 a.m., it's noon. It's like brunch lunchtime, okay? And then let's let him say it.
5 hours, let your body burn fat, bring the glucose down, and then
let your body burn fat. That's also just a lie.
You have the balance before dinner and you repeat.
Okay, so then you have your first meal and then you have dinner. So you literally are just having less food.
With this approach, you're adding in nutrients rather than subtracting food, so it makes it sustainable and easy to do in the modern environment.
Am I being pranked right now? He's literally telling you not to believe your own eyes and ears from what he himself just moments ago said. Literally seconds ago. He said, you drink the Unimate in the morning, you wait 4 to 5 hours, you have your first meal, you take the balance before the meal, and then you do the same thing with dinner. And then in the very next clip, he says, yeah, you're actually adding nutrients, you're not removing food. But we just watched you explain how we need to not eat breakfast. You didn't say it in those exact words, but you clearly showed a system where we're having only 2 meals a day, as opposed to the regular traditional 3 meals a day. And you're expecting that you're going to show me that, and then in the very next breath say, oh, we're actually not taking away food. Are you fucking retarded, Rav? Do you think we're blind and deaf?
Environment. Now, here's the best part about all this. I actually have scientific validation backing this up.
Suck my dick.
This over here is called the Prescriber's Digital Reference, PDR.net. It's a pharmaceutical FDA-approved reference that has information on all science-based products.
I don't care.
And drugs. So in here, you can type in any pharmaceutical drug, and all the drug information comes up, the FDA warnings, drugs.
Somebody got to debunk this for me.
Summary for,
because I'm sure this is a lie. I don't know how, but I'm confident this is a lie.
Every single brand. They have Advil, even Lipitor. Pretty much any drug you can think of is in this reference. It's the most trusted medical reference in the whole country. Now,
again, it works better than medication, and yet he's trying to show, oh, it actually basically is medication.
If you type in a company like Herbalife, nothing comes up.
Uh-oh. Herbalife. You got him. Interesting that he would bring up Herbalife, by the way, when it's literally like, it's another MLM that sells magical powder.
Kirkland, nothing comes up. GNC, nothing comes up. My point of showing that is that you can't just pay and get in there. Unicity is the only company in the world with 18 natural products in the prescription side of the reference.
Okay, this makes me think that you can just submit or like pay to have your products on there. What up, Queen of Karma? Appreciate you.
There's balance. So over here, it has the benefits and research, how it helps with weight loss and improving glucose and insulin levels. And guys, check out the associations for the references. And there's the Unimate. And there's a clinical study showing for cholesterol, glucose, and for weight loss. So if you're ready to get started, here's how you do it. Go to youfeelgreat.com. Now it's going to ask you for a referral code, and my code gives you the lowest price possible with free shipping. And my code is 977-10302. Press the arrow, press start now. You'll see the discount, and you have 2 choices of lemon or lemon ginger to choose from. Both of these include both the products, full 30-day pack of 60
Jesus fucking Christ, $157.
balance and 30 Unimate. Add it to the cart, select this little...
And how much was the other one?
30-day pack of 6 lemon or lemon...
Both $157, okay.
30 Unimate. Add it to the cart, select this little icon. Now, once you go in the cart, you're going to press continue. Now, it's going to ask you to sign up. There's no fees for this, guys. There's no automatic payments. There's no commitment. It's just so you have your own free account and you can lock in the price for life. Once you fill everything up, sign up. Now you just fill in your address and press continue. With my referral code, you get free shipping. If you want a faster shipping, you can select the faster shipping. You enter your credit card and then you press continue. Once you get to the checkout screen at the bottom, you're going to go and press submit order. Now, once you submit your order, you're going to get exclusive access to my community. Through this community, this is how I'm going to help support you. So over there, I'm going to be putting exclusive videos, selective content giving tips and tricks that I use and my family uses to live healthier with the Feel Great system. There you can ask your questions, you can share results, and there'll be other members who'll be able to support you as well in your journey.
Oh my God, even when he tries to smile, it's so awkward and dead. We're going to do a stream as well about Stuart Hughes. And Stuart Hughes has this evil fucking mean smile where he's like, he goes like this. He goes like, he doesn't even smile. He doesn't even have a genuine smile. He's like, there's one video where he's like, we believe in network marketing as our distribution model. It's helped many people achieve a lifestyle they couldn't even begin to imagine. And his eyes are always like angry the whole time. It's absolutely stunning to watch.
Here you can ask your questions, you can share results, and there'll be other members who'll be able to support you as well in your journey. There are no hidden fees for this. There's no coaching fees. I'm not going to be selling you any coaching program. This is all included with the Feel Great system. Look, our goal is to help 1 million people in America on the Feel Great system. People today are struggling. Very few people wake up in the morning feeling great anymore. 2 rock solid products.
Based on your black eyes, I also don't think you wake up feeling... This guy looks like he hasn't slept in days.
1 simple practice, 90-day money-back guarantee based on blood work. You can't find this anywhere. I am so excited to...
What does it say that I am like by all accounts, a beginner lifter? You know, I've been going to the gym for years, but I never really trained hard. I definitely never tracked my food. I never like paid any mind to nutrition. So by that metric, I'm a beginner lifter, okay? It's only these past like 5-6 months that I actually was training with friends of mine who are bodybuilders who actually know how to train and train hard and track their food and what to eat and how to eat. And even still, I'm objectively in better shape and look healthier than all of the people in Unicity promoting this magical miracle powder. I mean, that should tell you everything you need to know. Sleep, eat right, exercise. There you go.
To meet you and help you in your health journey.
People will do so much. People will literally do anything but eat right and exercise. It's remarkable. The fact that there's, you know, every time I went to the grocery store with my parents as a kid, you'll be there, and at the checkout counter, there's some magazine. It's like 20 secrets to losing belly fat. And this has been every magazine since the history of ever. And I'm like, how is this even still a topic that people will go down rabbit holes and learn and buy programs and spend money and hire like fucking naturopaths and, you know, new age thinkers, all to supposedly get in shape. They all supposedly want to get in shape, but they spend money to have excuses on not actually doing it. My friend who's a like online fitness coach who like does online check-ins with people and gives them like meal plans and training programs and shit. He said that he told me that he has one guy who's a paid member of his coaching program who has never checked in. He's been paying $90 a week for a year and has never once checked in. And is paying for it. And you would think, oh, he must be dead. No, he's not even dead. He's like knowingly paying for it every week and doesn't even realize that like he's just never checked in, which is amazing. It's like you would rather spend $90 a week so that you can tell people you have a coach, so that you have some like pseudo accountability or that it appears you're doing something, instead of just eating right, exercising and sleeping well. It's just something. It's something, I'll tell you that. Shouldn't you look good to sell health-related stuff? Yeah. That's another thing that exhausts me about Canada. When I was in Thailand, the personal trainers at the gym actually look like personal trainers. They're actually like in good shape and strong and clearly know something a beginner doesn't. In Canada, the last gym that I went to when I was still living in Canada was a Good Life gym, you know, the franchise. There was like maybe 2 out of 10 or more personal trainers there that actually looked like they even trained at all. There was one girl who is literally, and I don't want to put any, I don't want to like, I'm not saying this to shame anyone or bully anyone. There was one girl who is literally fat and she was a trainer. I'm sorry. Your opinion is invalid. And I know this is something that you have to be like careful about, because I myself criticize MLMs when they try to use this appeal to authority fallacy, and they say like, oh, well, if somebody in your family doesn't have money, you shouldn't listen to them about money, or you shouldn't listen to them when they tell you not to pursue this multi-level marketing opportunity because they're not successful and I'm successful. You should listen to me. And I think I did a pretty good job at putting an asterisks on this point in the video when I said, yes, sure, you could say that somebody having more money than you, somebody who has more money than you, might be somebody who you want to take advice from, but it doesn't mean that everybody who doesn't have money, that their advice is invalid. And also, the person who has money, you shouldn't just be willing to do everything they say just because they have money, because you also need to look at how did they make their money. Maybe they made their money through ill-gotten ways that you wouldn't be happy to replicate. So, but when it comes to fitness, it's like that's one of the things where you wear fitness on your body. It's not like in your bank account where you would have to then show me how you made the money. If you're fit, I know by looking at you with my eyeballs that you sleep, eat, and train correctly. I don't give a fuck what a fat person said to me about their credentials and how they went to school and how they've been doing this for... I literally wouldn't care about any of that. I'd be like, sorry, you're fat. I'm not listening to you. I don't feel the same when it comes to money. If somebody claimed that they were rich, I would ask for more verification. Show me that you're rich. Show me the bank account, bank statement. Explain to me how you got rich. Show me the proof, etc., etc., etc. But if somebody is claiming that they can teach you how to be physically healthy, I expect them to be physically healthy, and I don't think that's unreasonable. Fitness is one of those things where fitness is the great equalizer. It's the one thing you can't purchase. Yes, you could, if you have millions of dollars and you don't need to work and you have nothing but free time in the day, then yeah, sure, you could afford to have a private chef who makes you healthy meals, and you could hire a personal trainer who comes to your house and puts you through it. But even still, it is on you to actually put your body through the tension of like lifting heavy weights, going on a walk, running. Like they can't literally do it for you. And even the healthy food, you still have to eat the healthy food. They can't force it down your throat. So it is still on you. It is still an individualistic enterprise, getting in shape. And that's why it's the great equalizer, and your being in shape says a lot about you. And whether you agree with it or not, whether you think it's like body shaming or fat phobic or whatever, it's just the fact that people who are fat make less money. They're less happy. They have less opportunity. They get hired less. On and on and on and on. And I know this is like going to be sensitive because more than 50% of people in North America are considered overweight. So, yeah, of course that has to do with being in a modern food environment, which is bad, and we don't receive the proper education about nutrition and fitness. And the school lunch programs are feeding you slop, and the companies manufacturing the slop are spending billions to lobby the government to allow more shitty ingredients to be added in to make it even more sloppy. And it's hard, of course. And to go to the grocery store when time is limited and money is limited, and buy make healthy choices, and then take it all home and chop up the vegetables and prepare a healthy meal from scratch. Of course, of course there's obstacles to it. I'm not trying to discount anyone's explanation or excuse for why they're not fit. I'm just simply acknowledging reality, which is that it is the great equalizer. Retro Games Weekly says, I would like to provide a counterpoint. Would you take medical advice from a doctor that's sick? That's another good example of this, where a doctor may not be taking their own advice, right? Like there's a lot of doctors who are fat. I also do have questions about that. However, I think a doctor is much more able to come up with a reasonable excuse. Like, for example, a doctor who works in a doctor's office might be under such a time constraint with their work demands that they actually are inhibited when it comes to like sleep and healthy eating choices and exercise. Like they might literally just not have the time in the day. Whereas somebody who's a personal trainer, you spend all day in the gym, basically. So, if you're a personal trainer, your entire lifestyle and business hinges upon success. Whereas if you're a doctor, it's not necessarily the case. I would imagine that a doctor's day to day is sitting in an office, talking to patients, writing prescriptions, not doing a lot of steps in a day, high stress environment, on and on and on. So I think the circumstances are much different, and that, like I said, I think a doctor would actually have a much stronger excuse for not being healthy or not being in shape than somebody who's a personal trainer. Also, doctors are around sick people all the It would make sense to me that a doctor wasn't healthy or in shape, more than it would make sense to me that a personal trainer wasn't healthy or in shape. I mean, think of a personal trainer. If you're working 8 hours a day as a personal trainer at a gym, and let's say every client, you have one client every 8 hours, so you're training 8 clients in a day, even just from the amount of walking around the gym you would do with the 8 clients and the demonstrating of how to do the exercises, even just from the cumulative effect of all of that would be enough that you wouldn't be fat. You would literally have to be sneaking off into the break room and eating pizza or eating like fatty, like, I don't know, sandwiches or something in order to offset the amount of active time that you're putting into the day. So again, I just give zero excuse to anybody who is claiming to be like some sort of fitness guru, or in this case, health guru. And think of Rav. Rav and these guys are doctors. They bend more towards being a personal trainer in the claims that they make. Actually, they make claims that you would expect a fucking doctor to make as well, but they don't have the excuse of being cooped up in a doctor's office all day and sitting and writing prescriptions. According to them, they have financial freedom and time freedom. They could be and should be in the gym all day. You know? I love that claim too. The time freedom. If you motherfuckers had time freedom, then why do you spend all day on Instagram yapping? We're going to watch another compilation here. These are clips that I compiled from the last 2 years investigating Unicity. And there's a lot of clips. I have them organized based on who it is. So Rav, Bikram, Alex, Stuart, and then a bunch of random people as well. Obviously, the video was only 53 minutes long. I wasn't able to include all of the footage I've collected. So these streams allow me an outlet to dive deeper into the claims that I discovered. So I have some prepared here. Okay, let me read your comments here. Let's see. He's been in the business for 10 years, and what does he have to show? Exactly. Great point, Serendipity. Rav has been in the company for 10 years. 10 years of supposedly helping people to get healthy, and you're traveling around the world and having time freedom and financial freedom. Yeah, I would expect you to look better than this. I would expect you to use those supposed millions you've made to hire a personal trainer and a private chef to make sure that you actually look healthy. Surely that would do wonders for your, at least appearance of credibility. Your tank top friend says, I have a hard time trusting a doctor who is overweight, and I think that's fair. Like having a dentist who smokes. Another great example. I had an oral surgeon that had the worst teeth. Insane. He removed my wisdom teeth in high school. My former dental hygienist smoked. I think it depends on what they are sick with. If it's cancer, yes. If it's the flu, I'd ask why he's at work that day. They say they're making $10K a month, but include their day job and fail to understand that you made $25, not $200 after selling a box. Yeah, and they forgot to mention the fact that they might be making $10K because that was what the rebate afforded them, but they had to spend $15K in order to get the PV that equaled out to $10K. So they made $10K, but they spent $15K, but they'll describe it as making $10K, not losing $5. I have time freedom. I work all day from anywhere. Rav clearly seen your videos and is too scared to debate you. Bro, they blocked me. All of these fucking guys. And Alex. I was this close to not including Alex in the video, but I knew that when it came to the video coming out, and me posting clips, Alex would be the most hot-headed and quick to actually respond and get into a back and forth, which would like get people interested in it. And I wasn't sure if Rav and Bikram would, and I was of course correct. And Alex first like responds to me, then blocks me, then unblocks me, and we have more back and forth, and then blocks me again. It's just amazing. How can these people afford to lose money, says Mel. Yeah, debt, massive debt. Debt is a magical thing. Credit card debt is a magical thing. All right, let's continue here. Fuck Apple Music. I don't want to open Apple Music.
There's multiple ways people are looking to make money nowadays, but Manveer and I created a model called a digital franchise a year ago.
So gay, first of all, this fake stage thing where they're like dapping up. Also, here's the first lie. You didn't create it. You didn't create it. This thing they call digital franchise just means multi-level marketing. It's just like how they come up with like, this is social selling. This is network. They keep changing it. Oh, did you know, if you read the book Little Bosses Everywhere by Bridget Reed, shout out to Bridget, they actually, MLM companies actually used to call it pyramid selling. They used to call it pyramid building or pyramiding or pyramid selling. That's what they called it. And then that got a bad rap because pyramid schemes, pyramid selling, it became an illegal thing. So then they called it multi-level marketing. Then they called it network marketing. Then they called it social selling. Then they called it peer-to-peer marketing. Then they called it blah, blah. Now they're calling it digital franchising. They're full of shit.
We started in the Toronto market. We have proven success. You guys can see it.
A year ago, we started in the Toronto market and we created the digital franchise. You know, this company Unicity has been around for decades. Like, Rav would have been a little kid. He might have not even been born yet. I don't know his exact age. But Rav would have been, like, literally a child. And Unicity was already, like, in operation. Stuart has been the CEO of the company since 2006. And Rav is talking about we invented the digital franchise a year ago in Toronto. Rav, you're full of shit.
Ways people are looking to make money nowadays, but Manveer and I created a model called a digital franchise. A year ago, we started in the Toronto market. We have proven success. You guys can see it. But Manveer, real quick, tell them what the digital franchise is.
Simple stuff. Look, the biggest thing is we got a product here that often works better than medication for the biggest issues in our society
Illegal claim.
today. 5 patents on it. Nobody can copy it. Dozens of clinical studies. Look,
5 patents on it. No one can copy it. Dozens of clinical studies. I'm sorry. I thought this was just a natural plant. I thought this was just yerba mate. I thought this was food. So what the fuck are you talking about? All right.
last year we started working on this. There's what, 300 people using this thing in Ontario?
And now there's tens of thousands. Anyone that's rich.
Okay, that's the first one. Now, this next clip where he's saying, starts with him saying anyone that's rich. I actually, in the first few edits of the Unicity video, this is actually how the video started. And in the extended edition of the video, it's going to be a completely different sequence. It's going to be more like a movie. The video will start with this clip.
Anyone that's rich has a pyramid, and a pyramid is just an organization. You got to change your association with the term pyramid. Now think about your life. If you don't have freedom, if you're not making the money you want to make, chances are you don't got a pyramid, man. You got to build your own pyramid. And here's the best thing about the business, not just the money side, it's the product. I'm here with my partner, Chris, from the UK, making over 10,000 pounds a month. But guys, he was showing me his legs.
Okay. Already, this is a deceptive income claim because in the Unicity official material, it says any claim relating to income has to reflect the most recent income disclosure provided by Unicity. And in that income disclosure, it says the average, which I broke down in the video why the average is deceptive. The average was something around $5,000 for the year. And Rav here says that this guy, Chris, is making $10,000 a month. So already you're breaking the rules. It's also a deceptive claim when it comes to the Federal Trade Commission and their guidance. That's number one. Number two is he talked about a pyramid. You need to have a pyramid. This is pure deception because he refuses once again to say the word scheme. He refuses to say pyramid scheme. Rather, he's trying to conflate pyramid with a hierarchy or a chain of command by saying you need your own pyramid. And this is just outright a deception. Now we're going to go to a medical claim with his friend Chris here from the UK.
He's down over 130 pounds, but on his legs, he's got scars. Right? Where? Right there. You guys can see. From what? Diabetes. Because the diabetes had created neuropathy in his legs, where you can't feel your legs anymore. and he was standing by a campfire, and it created permanent scars on his legs. The product saved his life. How many medications were you on?
Product saved his life. I mean, that should be a medical claim rate. That's a claim right there.
14 pills a day, 1 injection a week.
And now?
0.
So he's claiming 14 pills a day, 1 injection a week. So supposedly, according to Rav and this guy, drinking yerba mate powder, which maybe it's a scientific breakthrough that has a bunch of clinical trials and patents, or maybe it's food, which is just a natural plant. We don't know. I mean, we have conflicting reports from just one guy who's a top promoter of the company. Apparently, this product was able to reverse diabetes, neuropathy in the legs, help this guy lose over 100 pounds. You know, what an amazing world we live in.
This system is going to absolutely change your life. Now, I'm going to show you how easy it is. See, over here, it's all about 2 products. 2 natural products, the Unimate in the morning, the balance before your meals. It keeps the glucose levels in check. You're not adding excess calories. Controls the glucose, the insulin.
Guys, this graph that you could have made with fucking clip art on Canva proves everything you need to know. And he's circling it in red pen. So that's how you know he's telling the truth. Wake up, guys.
Cholesterol. Unimate is a concentrated yerba mate extract. This is food. It's
okay. Once again, we're back to it being food. Before it was patented, Manveer Dosanjh told us that it was patented with 5 clinical trials and whatever. Now it's food. Okay, it's not a supplement. Okay.
It's not a supplement. What you're going to do is you're going to do your Unimate in the morning. You're not adding any calories. People try fasting, they get tired, they get hungry. You have none of that anymore.
But you do have to fast.
You feel fantastic. No more brain fog. This will do way more for you than any coffee will.
Yeah, because it has more caffeine than coffee.
Now I fast for an hour, 2 hours.
Okay, before he said people try fasting, it doesn't work. Now he says we need to fast. Okay.
3 hours. But what you'll notice is the more consistently you use it, the easier fasting becomes. Now, when you're ready to break your fast, that's where the balance comes in. Balance, a patented solution with several different fibers, vitamins and minerals, plant nutrients that helps your cholesterol levels, your glucose levels. It curbs your appetite. You just add that in.
Oh, I see. One of them is food. One of them is a natural product. The other one, the Unimate is the plant, you know, the yerba mate. The other one, the balance, is the scientific one. Okay.
And you drink it right away. I've been using this product for over 10 years.
Literally looks the same. Look at that picture. You look the same.
Tastes delicious. It tastes like food. A lot of you have been struggling with your health.
I'm going to fly to Toronto and pull up on Rav at his office with my shirt off and say, take off your shirt.
For years. Nothing's going to happen in 30 days. Give it 90 days. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And you'll change your life and start feeling great again. Boom.
Boom. I hate that boom shit. The boom is more annoying than Nathan's. Does that make sense with you guys? Oh, man. Everyone can rent a Lambo or a jet. They need to come up with something new at this point, right? Let's continue on. Everything is a scam, so buy into my scam, right? So Funny Got says, I just used an Audible credit to buy Little Bosses Everywhere. Thank you. Neuropathy doesn't create scars on skin. Okay, well. The product saved his life is an illegal medical claim. So is him claiming he replaced his meds with this. Yep. Even if every hierarchy is an extractive pyramid, this still does not prove that Unicity is good. Such a dumb argument. Exactly. Big whoop. The guy ate fiber and less calories equals less blood sugar spikes. He could have done that without Unicity. Exactly. The PDR he just bragged about says it is a supplement. Ugh, lol. Pseudoscientific babble. His before picture is luteal phase after his ovulation. So funny. I literally am thinking about pulling up on these motherfuckers in Toronto. I'm not even joking about that. I literally am thinking about it. Boom, Dice Clay. So funny. Oh, here's another one. This is a story he posted. Jas Paul used to be an Uber driver, now making over 15K a month. Look at these Indian uncles and aunties so fucking fed up with this, you know? Jas Paul, first of all, where are your socks, Jas Paul? Why are you barefoot in my living room, getting your sweaty feet marks on the fucking hardwood floor? That's number one. Look at this. This is sad. These people are scamming all of their Indian uncles and aunties. Look at all the turbans in the crowd. These are all brown people getting totally fucked by this. Jas Paul used to be an Uber driver, now making over 15K a month, filled the house. This is an illegal sort of the illegal earnings claim.
Sunday, heading home now. Growth mode, baby. That's what you gotta do. You gotta make the sacrifices. People say, oh, you might overwork. Don't work so hard. Guys, when you have a mission, you have a purpose. We have a product that everybody needs. We got a team that's working to make
Dead eyes.
money, to get rich. When you know you can get rich. When you know you can make a difference. When you know you're growing and you got that vision in mind.
Okay, get rich, illegal claim.
Guys, that's all you need for your energy. If you don't have energy, you don't got a vision. You gotta have a vision, you gotta have a mission, you gotta have a purpose. And that's what we got. We're creating history, baby. And this month we're having another historical month, building people, changing lives. And that's what this is about. It's the funnest business in the world, baby. Boom! Let me
Jesus Christ.
teach you one more thing about being rich. You guys ready? You get to make your own days.
It's so funny. He talks about this while he's literally on a Sunday making promotional content for this business and coming from the office. It's like, bro, shouldn't Sunday be like, you know? Okay, if you have time freedom and you can choose when to work, tell me, Rav, which days do you take off? And then they'll say, oh, well, we don't take any days off because we hustle, we grind. So which is it? MLM is so fascinating because it's a business that entices you by telling you, sorry, it's not a business. It's a scam that entices you by telling you this business will give you time freedom and financial freedom. And then if you don't become successful, they'll say it's because you didn't put enough time in. So which is it?
Who told you Sunday's supposed to be an off day? What if I want my Tuesday to be a Saturday? What if I want my Wednesday to be a Sunday? You can do whatever you want when you work for yourself and you have financial freedom.
Why the fuck would you want to work on a Sunday?
And that's the beauty of this, guys. You know, I don't let societal definitions of, oh, you got to work this day and this day off. But what most people are doing, they've been sold the lie.
Rav is here to break us out of the matrix, everyone. Applause, please.
That you work 5 days to get 2 days off, and those 2 days you're tired, you're exhausted, you're catching up for the 5 days that you overworked, where you're not even chasing your purpose, you're not even happy.
Spec says he's got his Uber client in the back, probably. Imagine your Uber driver fucking filming this motivational story while you're in the back of the car getting a ride, you know? So funny. While you're headed to the airport on a Sunday. Who's the closest to Rav from I Am? Is he Alex Morton? He's not nearly as diabolical and evil as Alex Morton, but yeah, I'd have to give him the Alex Morton if we're comparing, yeah. Mission, ask millions of people if they want to get in on a scam with you. Now he drives for DoorDash. Boom! Actually, imagine if Rav didn't have Unicity anymore. This is a guy who has invested 10 years of his life into this scam. Supposedly dropped out of medical school. I'm guessing this means he doesn't have a degree, and he doesn't actually have any tangible skills outside of lying and emphatically bullshitting on stage and on social media. If Unicity got shut down tomorrow, and let's say Rav was barred from being involved in any MLM company going forward, this is one of the penalties that the FTC can impose. I mean, he's Canadian, so I'm sure it would be the Competition Bureau, but you get my point. What would Rav actually have? He literally would be driving Uber. And also, he says he was driving Uber 12 hours a day in my video. But when were you driving Uber for 12 hours a day? As a matter of fact, now that I'm thinking of it, doesn't he say that he was driving Uber in 2019? But he's been in Unicity for 10 years. Again, these people tell so much. They lie so much they can't even keep track of it. You literally can't sound any more unhappy. Mel says, they always pretend like they're helping people, however they're hurting people. Yeah, as I said before, whatever someone in MLM claims, infer the opposite. Bro looks like the one Wii character. Holy shit, he does. Hold on. Hold on. Me, tired. What's the name of that one? Okay, hold on. Nintendo Wii Me characters. He literally does. Are you talking about this one? Will this show up? Are you talking about that one? He kind of does fucking look like that. Damn, that's crazy. Okay.
You're working for someone else. The beauty about being rich is you create your life. You do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Hey, Rav, if this company shuts down or gets shut down, or if Stuart presses a button and decides to terminate you tomorrow, your business disappears instantly. You don't control it. You don't own it. We've seen this several times just in the last year where these companies like, I'm forgetting the name now. There were these skincare and hair care ones. One of you guys in the chat is going to have to remind me. Was it Modere, Sheen, no, Saint, Seint, a couple of these MLM companies, they just overnight decided to close up, you know, Beachbody, they just decided they're going to change, you know, how they're doing things. They're not going to be MLM anymore. Bro, you guys are fucking cooked in several ways.
We're working hard, then we're back in Miami, guys. That's what it's about. You get to travel, do whatever you want. My Wednesday's a Saturday, my Friday's a Thursday. I don't even go by these societal names. I go by win day, rest day, hustle day. That's
It's always
Oh my God, so gay. This literally sounds like a little kid, you know? We're back in Miami. You know the one, you know the video where it's like, can you imagine the feeling, bro? We go to Dubai, drive some Lamborghinis, go to the rooftop, have a chicken tikka masala. Can you imagine the feeling, bro? Let me find it. Oh my God, I'm so funny. Where is it? Is it this one? Can you imagine the feeling, bro? Yeah, this one. No. Hold on. Imagine you, me, and the boys go to Dubai, drive some Lamborghinis. It's got to be this one. Yes, this is the one. Hold on, let me play it for you guys. Where's the screen capture thing here? Let me extend this out. Here, watch this.
Me and the boys going to Dubai, driving some Lamborghinis, tell the chef to cook us some food, then chill at the rooftop, a jacuzzi, and eat a chicken tikka masala. Can you imagine the feeling, bro? Yeah.
Love it. I love that video, and they have the most Swedish accent as well. I love it.
Imagine you, me, and the boys going to Dubai, driving some Lamborghinis, tell the chef to cook us some food, then chill at the rooftop, a jacuzzi, and eat a chicken tikka masala. Can you imagine the feeling, bro? Yeah.
And the DAP is so clean too, you know? I love it because it's like, it's such an innocent video, but also like, what the hell is happening back here? Like, who are these people? What's going on? Why does everyone look so uncomfortable? And why is it so hyper specific? You know, like why is the situation just so hyper specific? Oh my God. But that's literally the vibe I get from Rav's thing. Tuesday's a Sunday, Thursday is a Friday. My Friday is a yesterday. Tomorrow is next month. Yesterday was tomorrow. It's like the Ed Milet, you know, the Ed Milet thing where he's like, I've changed and manipulated time so that my day is actually 3 days in one. Rav is also like an alchemist when it comes to days of the week. My Wednesday is a Friday. Tomorrow was yesterday. Yesterday will be next month. Oh my God. So funny. How is working from anywhere a flex? I'm trying to chill at the beach, not hustle. Yeah, that's something Greg Stranadka from WFG said in one of the videos too. He's like, we always take vacations. Sometimes I decide if I want to do some work while I'm on a vacation and join a meeting, I can. Why the fuck would you want to join a Zoom meeting to hear the same fucking drivel about recruit 5 people who recruit 5 people and manifestation again, and again when you're on vacation? Your poor children, you know? Daddy, shh! I'm scamming people right now. Shut up! Greg Stranadka also has the dead eyes badly. I hate how these people ruin words. Vision, mission, purpose. Yep, these words have meaning, but these MLM people made me sick of these words. Yep, mentor, mindset, you know? Let's all manifest Rav sitting in a jail cell right now. Amare, Rodan, and Fields. Yep, that's another one. What's the quote you say? You can't make someone believe something when their income depends on not believing it. Yes, that's basically it. You should do a vid on new skin, says Stinder. It's funny because I got some information after my video came out about Unicity that Stewart was actually a like a Mormon, I forget the word, not preacher, but he was involved in the Mormon church in Utah, and that he was actually in New Skin. And fun fact, a lot of people don't know this, but the presidential candidate Mitt Romney in 2012, his #1 financial backer in that campaign against Obama was New Skin. And Mitt Romney is a Mormon who has like 1 billion kids. Yeah, really interesting stuff. Sorry, can't meet you Thursday. That's actually my Sunday. So that Friday can be a grind day. Maybe I could move my Wednesday, Monday around to fit you in on Tuesday. So funny. Oh my God. And I paid to work. Yep. I work a 9 to 5 and can still sit in that jacuzzi and eat a chicken tikka masala. So true. The chicken tikka masala is going to clog the jets of the jacuzzi. They think working on vacation is a flex. Yeah, that's actually not a flex. That actually sounds like, for anybody else who actually has vacation time, that would actually be the worst fucking thing ever if you were on vacation working. When I'm on vacation, I'm sitting there fucking... I'm with a beautiful gal. You know? I'm with a beautiful gal enjoying my time. On the beach, taking flicks. It is what it is. This girl that I linked up with a couple times in Thailand, she's living in Australia now, and she was telling me she'll be back in Thailand soon, and I said, oh yeah, if I'm back out there, we'll link up and da-da-da-da. And you know, she's cool. We linked up a couple times. She's really beautiful, you know, of course. And I seen she posted on her Instagram story, she posted a fucking she posted a story a couple days ago, which was just like a mirror selfie of her in her underwear. And of course, she looked great. But as soon as I saw that, you know what I thought? I thought, this girl with this one Instagram story just disqualified herself from ever actually being taken seriously by me. This girl just disqualified herself from ever being my actual girlfriend or anything beyond that. Congratulations. Congratulations. You were this close. You had the Emperor, always Marco, in the palm of your hand. Well, not actually, but you were this close. You had an in. You had a line in. You know, you had you had an inroad, and you just fumbled it. You just fumbled it. Congratulations. Congratulations. I've just categorized you in my mind in the streets category. I've just moved you from the primary tab on Instagram and the DM to the general tab. Congratulations. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself, you know? And I know there's going to be people being like, oh, what? She's not allowed to show off her body, but you can do whatever you want. I'm not saying that. I'm all about it. I'm a feminist, baby. Female empowerment, you know, sexual liberation, do whatever you want. But for me, you just disqualified yourself. Nope. I'm good. I'm good. So, you know? And guess what? Every guy that I know agrees with me. Every guy that I know thinks the same thing. Hey, bro, if you had linked up with a girl a couple times and you know, had a few outings with her, and you were in communication and you thought maybe, you know, maybe you'll take this further, maybe you won't, and then in the midst of that, she just posts her in her, you know, in her underwear or her lingerie on her Instagram story for the whole world to see. Is that somebody that you want to marry potentially? No, thank you. No, thanks. You know, I'm good. Okay, let's continue. Chicken tikka masala is... Yeah. Rav won't last a day without Unimate. So funny. It's hard to make a man understand. Yes, that's the... I think it's Upton Sinclair. That's the quote. I didn't know Romney was a Mormon. The fact he lost to Obama is poetic justice. Vacation, but your girlfriend is Maggie Gyllenhaal. What you saying? Specs asking the good questions. Imagine you're on the most beautiful vacation ever. You're in Bali. You have a nice villa to yourself with a pool and a private balcony that overlooks the mountains and the rice paddies. And you think, this is the perfect. And you have the infinity pool with the zero edge thing and the basket of fruit floating in the pool with the rose petals. And you're thinking, damn, I'm trying to have a romantic moment on this balcony. I'm trying to hit it on the balcony. And then in this fantasy that you've woken up in, you hear a voice from the other room. Babe, are you out there? And you go, oh shit. Yeah, I'm out here. And out walks Maggie Gyllenhaal. Get me on a plane. Take me home. I dead ass, I would rather sit and enjoy the vacation by myself. Vacation relationships are always the best, LOL. I mean, if it's actually like your girl and you get along with each other, going on vacation is a peak experience. You know? Sleeping in a hotel with your girl, I don't know why, it just hits different when you're with your actual girl who you love in a hotel. But no, not Maggie Gyllenhaal. Alexandria says, ew, not the Andrew Tate logic. How is that Andrew Tate logic? I don't want to make a disproportionate commitment to a girl and like, presumably if she becomes my girlfriend, she's going to live with me. I'm going to provide for her and give her money and blah, 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 blah. And the only thing really that separates my level of access to her, who's doing all this stuff for her, from any random guy who follows her on Instagram is her naked body, basically. And the conversations we have one-on-one. But for me, that's a complete no deal breaker. If the entire world can see you naked online, I don't want to date you. What the fuck why am I in a relationship with you then? If everyone can see it, then what am I actually getting that's like proprietary? What exclusive access am I getting in exchange for the money, the time, the emotional commitment? Let's not act like this is a radical idea, you know. Literally every guy that I know would agree with me on this. I know we hear legends of these cuck dudes who are like their girlfriend does OnlyFans or something. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what I say to that. Okay. Okay, let me see in the comments. In the army, a female specialist was selling new skin to all the soldiers. I bought a $30 face mask in 1989. $30 for a face mask. Is it reusable? 1989, $30. That's like $600 today. Clarissa says, damn, I thought you was diff, Marco. I like how I'm getting in trouble for this. Me saying that a girl who I've dated, who I'm like at the point where she's not my girl, but like it could go that way, is disqualified because she posts her naked body on Instagram. That makes me a bad guy for saying she's disqualified? Hell no. She's out. She's completely out. Well, she's not completely out. Like, I would still link up with her casually and whatever, but like, you'll never be my girl. Everybody's seen it. You'll never be my girl. And then, you know what? If she has if she's the type of person who, when she's single, she wants to post that on Instagram, and then we're in a relationship, and I say, hey, by the way, you know, before we get into this relationship, I just want you to know that I wouldn't like it if the whole world was seeing my girlfriend naked, or my wife, or the mother of my child, potentially. Like, let's think long term. I also don't want my children one day to have other children at their school be like, oh yeah, I've seen your mom's Instagram. I've seen your mom naked on Instagram. Bro, once you post it out there, it's there forever. People screenshot that shit. Let's not, you know, I'm not about to marry a girl and, you know, in 3 years when we get married, I know in my head that there's dudes out there who have a bunch of screenshots of her naked from her Instagram. I'm sorry, you're out. You're completely done. You're done. And I don't even think this is a radical statement. It's not like I'm saying make your Instagram private and wear a hijab. I'm literally not saying that. I'm just literally just don't post your naked body on Instagram. Again, do whatever you want, but this is about me personally. I'm not telling women what they should or shouldn't do. I'm just not going to date a girl who does that. And I'll tell you, inside baseball here, to all the ladies who might be watching and think this is bad, I'm actually doing you a favor by telling you this. every guy that I know, whatever they say to you in person about, oh yeah, right on, blah, 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 no guy that I know is actually genuinely okay with that. A guy might tell you that so that he can like hook up with you, and then later he'll find some other reason to not actually commit to you or whatever. But I'm telling you from my own experience as an actual man who talks to men in a unfiltered, like, honest way, no guy that I've ever met is like enjoys that. If you could ask a guy, would you rather, let's picture your dream girl in your head, and there's two variations. In one situation, she's the same girl, but she only posts photos of her fully clothed on Instagram, and in the other, she posts basically nude photos on Instagram. Which would you choose? There's no man who's going to be like, I prefer the one who posts her naked body for the whole world to see. This is not at all, this is like the most not even radical take ever. And again, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to date you. I'm sorry. And by the way, this is what I was going to say before. If I date a girl who was already doing that when she was single, and then I ask her to not do it now that we're in a relationship, now she's going to think, oh, he's controlling. I'm just not doing it. I just don't, it's not even something I'm going to ask for. You do whatever you want. It's not going to be an argument. That's why I said when I saw it, she disqualified herself in my mind. I'm not even going to ever mention it to her because I know she's not going to be receptive to that. I just would want a girl who would never even think to do that in the first place. Sorry. Not sorry at all, actually. But yeah. Lindsay says, leave something to the imagination. I hear you. Damn, women can't have a roaster no more. Maybe she means roster. If you're a beautiful girl, I'll be able to tell if you're beautiful without you posting your naked body, you know? Gabriella says, I'm all for women doing what they want. I get it, though. It's just a preference. I hate when guys have a lot of shirtless pics. I don't know. Or is raunchy on social media. It is an ick for me. I agree. I get that, too. What if Maggie gave you really good, No, Maggie's out. Posting underwear pics on IG is a lack of maturity, fishing for attention. You're a misogynist? Just kidding. I agree. Yeah, I'm not allowed to have the preference that a girl who I'm thinking of dating doesn't post her bunda on Instagram, but it's so totally okay for a girl to have the preference of a guy being 6 foot when that's not even something you can control. You could control being haram on Instagram. I can't control that I'm not 6'7", Okay. All right, let me continue on with this. Let's go. Rav. Here, this is a great clip. Friday night private event. While most people are binging Netflix, wasting their lives, our community is working on themselves, learning from one of the best business trainers in the world, Daniel G.
People say no to you and you don't learn how to say no to other people, you're always going to feel like crap. You don't want to feel like crap because you know you're going to be good. You know the business model works. You know the right people. Just like I said, you're one recruit away. Stop feeling like shit if people don't show up.
I love that clip because Daniel G, I've done a stream on Daniel G before. This guy's really blown up in the last couple of years. He is, I would even say this, beyond Alex Morton level of like psychopath. You watch his clips, he is on stage, his veins and eyeballs bulging out of his head. He's screaming, he's sweating, he's jumping around. And it's literally just him waving his arms around and saying the same logical fallacies and false equivalences, but just with more emphasis. I have a whole like folder that was part of this video just dedicated to Daniel G because I wanted to talk about how Rav has like co-opted these people like Daniel G to promote, to do sales trainings for Unicity distributors. And it was sort of a deviation from the main topic, which was Unicity, to talk about Daniel G and how his impact in MLM. But I cut it because I was like, it doesn't really fit. The video is already long. It's like an aside, Daniel G is not in Unicity. He's just a guy who's like, he's sort of an Eric Worre type, right? Where he gets hired to do speaking gigs by MLM companies to just, rah-rah and hype them up. But there's a lot of really good clips about Daniel G. Like, we can do another stream on that another time, but I have a bunch of clips about Daniel G saved.
Come to a Toronto office on a Sunday morning. There's like meetings happening right there. Look at this big presentation happening right there. These guys are lighting it up.
So funny. Sunday morning at the office. Once again, why are you... Nothing screams financial freedom like being at the office on Sunday morning. Meeting number 5 on a Sunday. How miserable is that, you know?
Saturday, I think Saturday, it doesn't even matter. When you're rich, every day is the same, guys.
Yes.
You can't even keep track of the days. When you're rich, every day is the same. Okay. All right.
Yes. Got the soldiers working.
This isn't like someone in Unicity. This is just like a meme that I thought was funny that I want to put in here. This guy's hilarious. But this office literally looks like the Unicity office they were just in.
Working. How many people have you recruited, bro?
Yes, sir. I recruited my mum, my dad, my auntie, even my dog boss.
Even your dog is recruited. My brother. Nobody is going to sleep until everyone has been recruited. And by everyone, I mean all 8 billion.
I wanted to welcome every single one of you.
So funny. Here, this is a behind the scenes of the Bangkok event. This is Rav and Kieran. They did like a dinner for their team in Bangkok. Let's watch this.
Here because each of you deserve to have a seat at this table. And you're all familiar with the Method Music, that playlist that Stuart has shared with us.
Brainwashing.
Talking about how after the convention, and we're not quite done yet, but you know, after the convention you sit and you enjoy an amazing meal with people that you love, and you guys are our family.
This is so, this is like emotional manipulation too, because they don't love these people. These people are not their family. I've seen it countless times. If you leave an MLM, they will chastise you and demonize you and talk bad behind your back and, you know, gaslight you like you would not believe. These people will eat each other. You know, in some religions, the penalty for apostasy, for leaving the religion, is death. And MLM is not quite as severe. It doesn't call for death, but it does call for basically ostracizing these people and hating them. And I've seen it countless times. These people will call each other brother and family, and then when somebody leaves, it's like they're the worst person ever.
And we want to recognize and appreciate all the work that you've done. It's crazy to think that in 2019, I came to the global convention by myself. And 2 years ago, 15 people. And today, we have over 40 presidentials in this room. I love when Rav says it. We always overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but underestimate what we can do in 10.
Lamau, her attributing that to Rav, that's like one of the most that's like one of the most common motivational platitudes ever. Like, Rav did not come up with that, Kieran. I'm sorry to tell you.
And it took us 10 years to do this. Now imagine what you guys can do in 10. So.
Queen of Karma says, if a man was posting his peen all over IG, would the ladies here want to marry him? I mean, come on. Exactly. It's literally the same thing as a guy in his underwear posting his dick print in a mirror selfie. Not only is it so, like, self-obsessed and douchey, it's also like, okay, this is obviously a guy who fiends for attention and is probably not going to be focused on one woman. That's totally reasonable if a woman said that about a guy who's posting his goodies on Instagram, you know? But when I say it about a girl, it's like, damn, Marco, you're that kind of guy. And somebody in the chat said, oh, he probably wants a church chick. I don't even want a church chick. Literally, don't post porn of yourself. Literally, the bar is in the toilet. I'm literally just saying, don't post your naked body on Instagram. And now that equals me wanting a church chick. Okay. Crazy world we live in. This is why I'm never going to get married at this rate. If we can do it, so can you. I had to include this again. Alex's DM to Rav. Y'all made me cry. The only thing that makes me cry is Unicity. WTF. The only thing that makes me, a grown man, by the way, the only thing that makes me cry is Unicity. Tell me you're brainwashed without telling me, you know? Rav posting, it makes you cry because it is real and meaningful. Okay. This was fucking crazy. This is more inside of the Bangkok event. Look at this one woman. I don't know her name, but she's one of these Asian distributors. This was like the grand finale. They had like confetti and streamers and like dozens of like people holding these streamers walking, and she came out on like a convertible car. Dude, this shit was insane. Like, Unicity is huge in Asia. Dude, look at this. This is for one woman, by the way. This is for one distributor of all the thousands who are there. Dude, look at this. There she is. Look at Rav's caption. 25 years of life given to Unicity, and look at how she's recognized for her commitment to build a massive organization, changing hundreds of thousands of lives. This woman has destroyed more than we could ever hope to individually. Started from nothing to where today her organization has created a legacy beyond her, and she also sponsors 5,000 plus children. Watch this. Insane. Serendipity says, love how we always get off topic. I'm sorry. And then there's Stuart. Thank you for making me so rich. Thank you for giving me so much money over 25 years. Stuart's in his head probably thinking, what a sucker.
Many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get into the business with Unicity.
And then there's a thing about how they do so much for charity because of course they need to wash away the sins with a little bit. That's another very clever tactic that, I mean, this is something that's so see-through. Like, nobody would try to argue that Pablo Escobar was actually secretly a good guy just because he gave to charity. I mean, giving to charity can have tax benefits. You know, if you give to certain charities, it can be a tax write-off. Obviously, there's the optics of it. It looks very good to have given $1 million to a certain charity or whatever, even if you made $1 billion off of scamming people. And it also guarantees that you're going to have supporters who are very staunch about their loyalty to you, regardless of how overwhelming the evidence that you're a bad person is, because they personally benefited from your charity. Like, in some of these insurance MLMs, I've had people reach out, say, you know, Marco, everything you said in your video about this company is true. However, I had purchased a policy from this company and it did pay out. And if I didn't have that, my family would have been worse off. So I'm conflicted. It's a very clever thing, the life insurance play for some MLM companies to use as their product, because yeah, that is true. You know, you're leveraging the most important and potentially traumatic situation of a person's life, which is the loss of a loved one. And if an insurance policy is sold to you by somebody in one of these insurance MLMs, it can obviously color your experience or your willingness to criticize that company, even in your own head. Now, it should be mentioned that you could have got insurance without this company, and you getting life insurance through this company, which most of these MLM companies that sell insurance, I'm not aware of any one of them that actually has their own insurance that they themselves create. All of them, as far as I know, simply act as a middleman and they resell the insurance policies of an actual insurance-like provider. So it's not even them themselves that provided your family the payout that you use to justify in your mind why the company is good. But that aside, you could have got life insurance without this company, and maybe it was the person pestering you to get it that was the reason you did it, and you wouldn't have done it otherwise. But the point still remains: we shouldn't ignore the negative aspects of the company because of the good that it did for you personally. Especially when, imagine an insurance MLM or a policy that you got through someone working for an insurance MLM paid your family out $100,000. Is $100,000 even comparable? Like, I've talked to individual persons who have lost $100,000 in an MLM. And these companies have like tens of thousands of people in them, all spending money every month. So the amount of times that a policy actually gets paid out, which again is not being paid out by that MLM insurance company, but by the actual insurance provider, is so inconsequential when compared to the amount of money lost from victims. Jake Gyllenhaal, very sexy. Yes, I mean he lucked out in that sibling relationship. He definitely got the looks. No one goes up to rich people to help them get rich. So true. All right, y'all. Well, that's all I've got for y'all today. I did the early stream. Most people will watch it on the replay, but 2 hours. We did good. We did good. I will holler at you guys again. Hold on. Let me see the comments. I've got more definitely to do about Stuart Hughes, especially. He is, as you saw in the video, the true cult leader of the company and the true, in my opinion, villain behind it. So, I definitely have more to discuss with that, with this company. And if you're not following my Instagram, please do follow my Instagram, because I've posted way more. Like, ever since the video came out, I've gotten dozens of people reaching out to me about their own stories about Unicity and the people involved. And as expected, the true lengths and the true extent of their fraud, even beyond Unicity, like with real estate, is way, way bigger than I ever thought when I first was making the video or when I published it. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. Let me see if I'm missing any comments here. They don't have their own insurance. They're a middleman. Yes, yes. So true. Ben Jackson, I'm reading this chat, buddy. All right, appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Marco.
Oh, and I have some more to talk about. We still have to go over the Delaware H1, what's it called? H162, where Scott Johnson shows up in real life to provide his public comment about this bill. Remarkable stuff. We also have an article that Robert Fitzpatrick wrote about how there actually is only one MLM company, and it's a topic that I've touched on before, and I think it deserves its own stream, perhaps its own video as well. So more to come for sure. So I might have to do multiple streams this week. I think I will. All right, appreciate y'all. Peace.
Marco.
I took a full load.